This week on Mental Health with Mel, I wanted to talk to you guys about two different disorders that are very similar, or they seem very similar when you first think about them. So I wanted to go ahead and address them because at first I was so confused as to what the difference was. So obviously I have bipolar type 2. I wanted to go over bipolar and the definition of it again. So bipolar disorder associated with episodes of mood swings ranging from depressive lows to manic highs. Obviously, we have discussed over time the different types of bipolar and where, people could fall in a spectrum as to like how often it's going to fluctuate from highs and lows and all of that. So that is what bipolar is. So as for borderline personality disorder, the definition is mental disorder categorized by unstable mood, behavior, and relationships. So you see how those sound very similar from just the first glance, but they are different. So bipolar is a mental health disorder, and it does affect how you interact with people because of the way that you're feeling, and your ups and downs may change frequently. So yes, bipolar is going to cause some changes in your friendships or relationships depending on where your mood's at. If you're at a peak, you might have a blast and be very spontaneous. If you're in a low depressive state, then you might be more of a homebody, and it's going to vary on the person how that works. But again, it's more of a wavelength. You go up, let's say for a week, you come down for a week. There is an actual layout of time that this occurs. As for BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, it's not in a wavelength of this is my week, it's going uphill, it's coming back down. It doesn't go like that. So basically, borderline personality disorder is more based on the relationship that you have with other people. So if you are having issues with your friends or family, you're going to dramatically change. Your personality will change. The way that you handle a situation may change. It's going to trigger you into a manic or depressive or just an irritated state. It'll move where you're at. It'll change with your interactions with other people. As where bipolar isn't leaning on interactions with people, it is just a mental state of mind, and basically a chemical imbalance. You're going to have a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and this is all just going to be based on your mind. As for borderline personality disorder, where it's all going to be based on human interaction, your mood is going to change based on that. And so I did ask my therapist this question because I wanted to know for sure if bipolar was my diagnosis, and it's always important that if you have any doubts or concerns, you talk to your therapist about these things. So I asked him what the difference was in his definition, and he basically said that bipolar is a mental health disorder and borderline personality is a personality disorder. So bipolar is more of it's going on up here. It's something that's in your brain, it's in your genes. So that's something different than a personality disorder that's more of a filter. Kind of like a filter, a lens, a color lens. As if you're looking at me right now in the camera, and instead of seeing this blue background, you see a little cover of pink. Instead of blue, you're now seeing a pink or a purple color. It's a way that you perceive what's going on, the way that you perceive the world. The difference is basically just that bipolar is going to be based on how you feel on the inside. It's not going to be affected at all by what's going on in your life, versus, or more than the normal usual, if you're having a bad day, it happens, versus borderline personality, which is this is what's going on in the world, this is negatively impacting me. I can be at a high right now, but then something amazing happens and I'm gonna be even more at a high, and then something horrible happens and then I'm gonna crash. And this can all happen throughout the day because it's just going on what you're feeling with other people and how your life is acting. Now, both of them do have their similarities in the sense where it's an unhealthy thinking pattern. It might be very rigid and difficult to change out of these habits. Both of them have that same trait of just being kind of hard to break out of what you're doing and get yourself more composed and together and at a balanced level instead of going up and down. They do sound very similar. They might have some of the same experiences, but they're going to be caused by different things, and that's really the key point, is just that each one is caused by a different situation. So I hope that gave you a little bit more information on the two different ones. I can definitely make another video, but I just wanted to give you a gist that a lot of mental health disorders seem very similar, but it's important to know the differences so that you don't think that you have something that you don't, but all of it's really important for you to do your own research on your own time and know what these mental health disorders are. Like always, there's a link below to basically help you guys out if you're going through a rough patch or some difficulties. I really want you guys to know that there are people out there for you that are here to help you, that are here to support you, just like I'm here to support you. So if you need to talk to someone, just you're having a bad day, you want to reach out, please reach out to me. I always answer. And then if it's really severe, please reach out in the links below. And as always, remember to like and subscribe, and I will be making another video for this week.